Twitter is always hyping these, 10x, 100x altcoins, but the sad reality is that most of them are going to trend towards zero. They're going to do the death roller coaster, the euthanasia roller coaster, where basically it trends all the way to zero in a roller coaster loop-de-loop fashion. Most of them aren't going to outperform Bitcoin in the long term. Maybe that will change as the market matures, but where we are currently in the current market environment, if you're holding altcoins or people are telling you on Twitter to hold altcoins, I want to give you a different perspective to think about it. I want to give you a different kind of maybe philosophy around these altcoins and how I'm looking at it. How am I trading them? There's still incredible day trading opportunities in these things, but do not get married to altcoins. One, most of them trend towards literal zero, so just be careful. Let's go into it. All right, so what are we looking at here? This is just Bitcoin, and then I have a bunch of altcoins laid on top of it, and it shows you the relative performance compared to Bitcoin. And this is going back to March 1st. And I mean, it doesn't take a genius to look at this chart. If you look on the right-hand side here, you have Bitcoin and then WIF, barely outperformed, not worth it for the volatility, the risk. And then you have Hype, which has been doing very well. And then you have Fartcoin. So basically the only fundamental project that's been outperforming Bitcoin is Hype. So you have one project and one meme coin that's outperformed Bitcoin since March 1st. That's it. Again, these are larger caps. You're going to have these smaller caps that these influencers are pushing that are shitters. Maybe they're dumping on your head, but it runs 1,000x. And yeah, it might be up, a couple months, and then they start dumping on you. And that's not every coin. Some of these smaller coins are actually good projects, but, it's impossible really to tell. At least for me, right? I'm a trader. I'm not really a long-term investor. I do believe in Bitcoin, but I just want to show you guys this is the reality. Here's another chart I want you guys to look at. So this is the perp market on Binance. 24-hour volume, more than 10 million. And I mean, that's still small, right? If we scroll down here, I mean, I've Cello. I've never even heard of that coin. Decentraland, Theta token. I've heard of some of these like GMT, I think I've heard of, but these aren't huge coins, right? So we have this, and all we're filtering for is, are they over the 50 moving average, simple moving average, and are they also over the 30 moving average? So do they have any type of trend, any type of upwards trend now that Bitcoin is kind of consolidating under the highs? And it's maybe, let's see, it says it's 147 tokens. That's it. So of the thousands of altcoins, where they're telling you on Twitter, this is the next 10x, 100x, only 150 are even over the 50 and 30 moving average, and they have some good volume to them. Only 150. And if you look at these, some of them look like shit, right? They might not even be a setup. They might be, they're just like barely coming out of their super extended downtrend. There's no way to really even get into it. There's no obvious place to buy. So I just want to highlight this, that these altcoins, they are dead. They're not coming back. Most of them do like, the euthanasia roller coaster, where it's just like a circle that's slowly with a loop that goes to zero. And you're going to think, okay, well, that's like a free short then. Not really, because these things are so thin that what'll happen is they'll get super shorted. Let's say Bitcoin starts accepting over all-time highs, and then they'll jump 100%. So that's why they're so good to trade, right? They're a little bit thinner. They're more retail driven. You can get kind of the technical, support, breaks out of a long-term consolidation. You get the first back test of support. You buy that, you get a 20, 30, 40, 50% move off that. But do you want to hold that for a 500% gain? Maybe if that's your style, but I mean, that's not my style. I like altcoins when they're trending. They have some retail participation. Shit, I'm retail behind them. They have at least some type of trend. It's funny that ETH is on here. We all know how ETH has performed. But, it's up 9% over the week, but ETH is really just in that kind of tight consolidation currently. But let's just look at these charts. Solana. Everyone said Solana was going to hit 500. Trump, I just want to go over kind of the backstory. Trump released the Melania coin, right? Everyone on Twitter, it was either doom or gloom, right? Oh, this is the end because Trump released the meme coin. Those people were right. This was the end for Sol. The top was basically pump fun. And we've just been kind of ranging since. So if you've been sitting in Solana, you haven't been outperforming Bitcoin at all. Right? I mean, I can get rid of these. I think this is from an old video. But, I mean, just looking at the chart, you haven't outperformed Bitcoin, right? So, here's the risk, right? We've been going sideways since March 2024. A year and 6 months, if you bought in this range, you're flat. And Bitcoin's up. So it's like, I mean, what are you doing? Now, I don't want to say this and then everyone's like, oh, so just short them. I told you guys the risk about shorting. I don't want to say this and say, wow, these are, never trade these, because that's not what I do, right? Well, let's look at these. Nero, this one doesn't look horrible, right? We at least have kind of some consolidation in this old range. But is it really trending anymore? No. I mean, look at WIF. This thing looks terrible. It looks terrible. I mean, absolutely awful, right? We had the kind of the markup. We had the breakout. From that level, we kind of even retested it, and that was like kind of your trade you could have taken. But from there, what did it do? I mean, it's just losing all trend. You started putting in this kind of regression channel downwards. It's done. And even if it's not done, why do we even want to get in this? I mean, look at this chart. This is one of the biggest meme coins. Again, I don't even know what they do. I know this one was hot for a little bit. And then look, they crossed. Maybe we get some trend. Nope. We just consolidate for forever. Breakdown. Popcat. This one was huge, right? It had a massive trend. Then we finally start breaking out. Again, those moving averages cross, kind of confirming, okay, we have a new trend now. And then what does it do? It does nothing. I mean, you do get a nice move. This is what I'm talking about. It's dangerous to short these things, right? You get the consolidation. You do get the move above. But then, just slow bleeds back. I mean, I don't even have to say anything. You just look at the charts. Hype. You guys can see the difference with the strong trending coin, how it's kind of following those moving averages. And with the moving average, you can just tell a trend really easily, right? In Bitcoin, yes, it's been a longer kind of consolidation period, but I mean, it looks way better than most of these altcoins, way, way better. XRP, not doing anything. I mean, eventually you have good trades on these, right? If it goes sideways for this long and it fakes out one side or it finally breaks up, you're going to have an amazing trade, but other than short term, I mean, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So I just, it was a quick video. I want you guys to be aware of kind of the risk of long-term holding these things. It's not like stocks where you have like a narrative behind it. I want to show Coinbase right now. I mean, Coinbase looks better than most of these altcoins, 100%. We had the IPO. We have the long consolidation period, right? You're building up a base for the next move. This was in 2022, 2023, and then we kind of broke out of this consolidation. We backtested it a couple times, and now we're finally breaking out of this level. I mean, you tell me what happens with any altcoin when we consolidate this long and then we start breaking out. Excuse me, not only that, you have a fundamental reason. Perps, are getting released in the U.S. They're the main, prime broker for everyone in the U.S. for the ETFs. So you have a fundamental reason. So it's just like, why would you trade an altcoin when, not financial advice, but you could buy the breakout on Coinbase? I don't know. Coinbase, even MSTR, I think. I haven't looked at this in a while. It's at least near the high. It's still, I'm sure it's a way off this stock. It's 30% off the highs. How much is Sol off the highs? Granted, I don't know the market cap difference between MSTR and Sol. Again, it's kind of useless comparing those. One's a stock, one's a crypto, but maybe there's more opportunity that lies ahead in these kind of beta crypto plays than altcoins themselves. Just something to think about. If you get a good trend on some of these stocks, even Hood, right? You're betting on the retail market. Look at this. I don't know, guys. Why would you be holding an altcoin when you could be trading something like this? It's a good question. Altcoins are a lot easier to trade for sure. They're a lot more technical. You get a lot better setups. I will say that 100%. So run those filters, right? Run those filters. Figure what's hot. Figure what's kind of trending. But, it's hard to make a case for altcoins. Aave was looking good, right? The fundamentals were looking good, but it just looks like shit. I thought we were going to resume the trend, right, when we retested this. We did the first test, but it's kind of fizzling out, right? Going nowhere. Yep, that was kind of my rant about altcoins. If you got any questions, again, throw them in the comments. If you want my free PDF, you just got to throw your email in there. It'll send you a quick email. If you have any questions, again, just leave a comment. Thanks, guys.